Oh my gosh, hello to all of you watching Today All Day. It's Thursday. We're one day closer to the weekend. We're so happy that you're here for Today in 30.
And we've got a lot to jam into that 30 minutes, including a major ruling overnight, a federal judge temporarily blocking that strict abortion law in Texas. We're going to have the latest and the potential impact on the battles in other states across the country.
And then hopefully you've gotten your COVID vaccine. But what about your flu shot? We got ours today on air. Why it is more important than ever this year to roll up your sleeves.
Plus, talk about a Halloween scare. Costumes, decorations, and pumpkins all in short supply. What you need to know so your family does not miss out on any of the spooky fun.
Speaking of Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis joined us to tell us about reviving her iconic role in the latest edition of the Mike Myers saga.
Sounds like a jam-packed one, so let's get it started. Time for
Today in 30. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell's at the White House for us. Hey, Kelly, good morning.
Good morning, Hoda. The Biden administration breathing a sigh of relief. Its legal action against the Texas abortion law has won this temporary relief that halts enforcement of the state's sweeping abortion restrictions. The White House called this an important first step to protect what it argues are women's constitutional rights. The White House also noting that the fight has only begun.
This morning, the toughest new abortion restrictions in the nation now on hold. A consequential but temporary development in the deeply personal and very public battle over abortion rights. A federal judge in Texas ruling late Wednesday the state's near total ban on abortions is unconstitutional after the Biden administration sued to stop the new law. The judge called the Texas restrictions an offensive deprivation of such an important right. The Texas law, which has been in effect since September 1st, bans abortions once a fetal heartbeat is detected, as early as the 6th week of pregnancy, before many women even know they're expecting. The measure notably makes no exceptions for rape and incest. During arguments between the Justice Department and the Texas Attorney General's office, the judge pressed Texas lawyers on the law's very unusual provisions, which allow private citizens to sue abortion providers and even those who assist women getting to clinics or paying for procedures. In a 113-page ruling, the federal judge expressed concern that other states could enact similar legislation. The Texas law became a catalyst in the larger debate, with anti-abortion advocates energized, pledging to use the Texas example in other states, while those supporting abortion rights demand a federal response to protect women's rights. Over the weekend, women marched in cities nationwide to urge the U.S. Supreme Court to protect existing abortion rights. The Susan B. Anthony List, an anti-abortion group, responded to Wednesday's ruling saying, now an unelected judge has interfered with the clearly expressed will of Texans. In Washington, the Supreme Court has already refused to take up the Texas law, but more challenges are expected. And this term, the High Court will look at another law on restrictive abortions in Mississippi, all set against the question of whether the decades-old landmark case of Roe v. Wade will stand.
Okay, so Kelly, with this overnight ruling in Texas, how does that affect abortion providers there now?
Well, there are real practical questions. One of the state's largest providers has already said clinics are making plans to resume abortion services for patients up to 18 weeks into their pregnancy. Now, that comes as neighboring states around Texas report seeing an uptick in patients crossing state lines as a result of that law that banned abortions at 6 weeks. But other providers are reluctant, and they're reluctant to resume their services because they know that the law was written in such a way that they could be retroactively sued for any abortions performed while this law is blocked. And of course, we expect additional legal challenges to this new ruling. Hoda?
All right, Kelly O'Donnell for us at the White House. Kelly, thank you.
We are back. Today, the very real Halloween scare facing families all across the country.
Yeah, with just a few weeks to go, stores are scrambling to get enough costumes and decorations on the shelves.
Supply chains creating more major problems for retailers, and customers could end up paying for it. NBC's Kathy Park joins us with more. Kathy, good morning.
We're up. Hey guys, good morning to you. Yeah, more Americans plan on celebrating Halloween this year, and spending, as you can imagine, is expected to soar. And that's a real treat for retailers. However, behind the scenes, they're struggling to get these costumes and decorations into the stores.
With Halloween closing in, a nightmare for retailers is becoming a reality.
It's been a very difficult year to get costumes and decorations in store, in stock.
Demand is picking up at this Chicago costume shop, but there's a major slowdown getting merchandise on the shelves. From congested ports to truck driver shortages, the ongoing supply chain issues mean products are still stuck in transit.
We're still waiting on about 25 or 30% of the merchandise to come in that we've previously ordered, and some of it probably won't even ever come in before the holiday.
They are not alone. Spirit Halloween operates roughly 1,400 pop-up locations across the country, and they're also haunted by shipping delays.
When did you realize this was going to be an issue?
It really all showed up in April when we were starting our shipping. All of a sudden, the supply of containers dried up.
If I were a customer walking into your store, would you notice anything different?
As a customer, you might notice some bald spots.
With COVID canceling many festivities last Halloween, Americans plan to go big this year, expected to spend a record $10 billion on costumes, decorations, and more.
This year, hopefully I find, what I'm looking for, but who knows?
New costumes this year, like tracksuits inspired by the Netflix hit Squid Game, are selling out fast and may be harder to get closer to Halloween.
The Squid Game stuff has been really like every other person is asking for it.
Your soul will be mine.
To avoid the scare of not finding that perfect costume,
try and get to the store early.
Like now.
Like now would be great.
And some retailers say don't be spooked by higher price tags as they try to make up for the cost of doing business. That goes for pumpkins too. They're facing a shortage in some parts of the country because of extreme weather.
They're hard to find and they're extremely expensive.
Prepare for sticker shock with Halloween making a big comeback.
So obviously there are a lot of challenges that you're dealing with this Halloween season. So a couple things to keep in mind to have some fun. So don't wait until the last minute to get your costume. Maybe even just think outside the box, make your costume, and then when you're in the store and you say you can't find that Spider-Man outfit, have an open mind. Maybe you'll go with Black Panther instead. We're here at Halloween Adventure, and they clearly have a lot of options.
You got your costume right there,
yeah.
Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper's all you.
Which one? This
the
one?
The other one.
The Stormtrooper.
The Stormtrooper. The white costume next to you.
Yeah, that
Somebody's a big Star Wars fan.
Which one is that? This one? The Star Trooper?
That's the Stormtrooper.
That guy.
You've never seen
My
Star
buddy.
Wars.
Kathy, those are the droids you're looking for.
Way to go, Kath.
All right. Thank you.
We are back with your health. October is here, and that means the start of flu season is here. And the CDC recommends everyone 6 months and older get the flu vaccine.
All right, so we're about to roll up our sleeves. Nicely done there. And it's like a tourniquet there. We're getting our shots right here in Studio 1A. And if you're wondering why are we wearing masks all of a sudden, just like any trip to the doctor's office, we got to keep our masks on. Our physician's assistants and doctors here are also doing the same. Mr. Roker already got his flu shot because he does everything faster than anyone else. He's also done all of his Christmas shopping this year.
He's all done. He's all done.
So he's done.
I'm getting my pneumonia shot later today.
Yeah.
We also
have shot too. Yes.
We have 2 nurses from our NBC medical team here. Teresa is with us. Connie is with us. They have the shots. They're going to get us started. We also have our NBC News medical contributor, Dr. Natalie Azar. As soon as we get our shots, we'll take our masks off since the procedure will be over. So, ladies, I guess you can get started.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask a question while I'm in pain, Dr. Natalie. So the flu numbers are way down, right? So a lot of people are thinking, ow, 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 ow.
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
I know.
Are you done? Yes.
Ooh.
Girl, are you done?
I'm done.
That did not hurt at all. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
So, hang on. I have to wait till I'm all done, then I'm going to take my mask off. All done with my procedure?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So, Dr. Azar, some people skipped the flu shot last year. The numbers were way down, and they think, you know what? I don't need to get it again this year.
Yes. You do. I mean, I know, like, we didn't have a lot of flu last year, so we didn't build up any immunity from the flu last year. So experts are a little bit worried that it could be worse for us for that reason. We also want to tell people, look, you're not just doing it for yourself, because doing the flu shot for yourself definitely will help prevent severe disease, hospitalization, death, particularly in children. You're also doing it as a good neighbor, right, to get less flu around in the community, and that will also lessen the burden on hospitals that are already overwhelmed from COVID. And let me just make an obvious point. Last last year, we were at home. Kids were at home. People weren't traveling. This year, the world is a little bit of a different place, and we got Delta. Get your flu shot.
And a lot of people aren't wearing masks as much anymore either. Can you get the COVID vaccine and the flu shot on the same day if you want to?
And this is lovely new updated guidance that you can get both shots on the same day, which is fantastic because you can capture more patients that way, right? If you have a patient in the office or at a drugstore, they can get them at the same time. You can do them on the same arm, about an inch apart, or you can do them on separate arms.
Okay.
So, Dr. Natalie, I mean, how long does this flu season actually last?
Okay, so we generally say it's October to May, which is a pretty big span, and we know that it peaks in the winter months, which is why we want people fully vaccinated, ideally, by the end of October. So this is the perfect day to do it because we know it takes 2 weeks to get your antibodies once you get your jab.
Did that hurt, JBH? You made a face.
Just a little, but just a little. Ouch. But worth it.
Yeah,
but a lot of
absolutely.
people think that there are side effects from the flu shot. They say, I got my flu shot and then I started feeling terrible.
Yes.
Is that a real thing, and how long does that last?
Right, and so just to be very clear, you cannot get the flu from the flu shot. The flu shot does not contain any live virus, the one in the arm. But a sore arm, some redness in the arm, that's totally expected. And then the other symptoms that you have from the COVID-19 shot, you can also experience a little headache, maybe a little upset stomach, even a low-grade fever, some muscle aches for a day or two. That's completely normal. That's your immune system working.
Some people are getting, by the way, the booster shot. My mom got the booster, and she's felt crummy for days. I mean, that's what some people are saying?
That's a vaccine reaction, and that's just that you should just feel rest assured that is your body doing what it's supposed to be doing.
SJ, you didn't even flinch. You just.
I'm so proud of you.
Dr. Azar knows. I was
you don't like it. You don't like a needle.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are like me. We just don't like needles.
Yeah.
But I felt like this was important. I'm going around my grandparents soon. You know,
Yeah.
Good
Okay,
for you.
and kids.
Kids,
we
that's
got to
what
get
I
our
was
kids
thinking,
to a pediatrician right away.
Absolutely. So kids and anybody 6 months and older can get the flu shot. You can even do it as a family. You can all go together. Pregnant women, breastfeeding women, children over the age of 6, and obviously grown-ups as well.
And Dr. Natalie, I got that super flu shot for people who are 65 plus.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, why wouldn't you just give everybody a super flu shot?
Well, you know, that's a great question, but we don't really need to. The reason that we do that in older people... sorry. That was so
Wow.
That was not...
That hurt more than the shot.
Oh, my God, that was not cool. It's because when we get older...
Hey, Natalie, do no harm.
You're right. Namaste. No, in all seriousness, though, as we get older, we are not able to mount as robust an immune response. Our immune systems just don't operate as well anymore. So we do that so that we can
Al's
provoke...
does.
But Al's does. Yeah. So we can provoke the best immune response in you.
Okay.
All right, Dr. Natalie,
We did it.
and Connie, we want to say thank you. Our top nurses at NBC, we're just so happy that y'all took care of us.
Indigenous Peoples Day is next week, and this morning we wanted to highlight a modeling agency that's making a real impact in the lives of Indigenous youth. NBC News Now anchor and host of Stay Tuned, Savannah Sellers, joins us. Good to see you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, you guys. So when Jolene Minton started working with Indigenous youth in her hometown of Vancouver, she didn't talk about her past life modeling overseas, but now she's taking that experience and helping them achieve dreams they didn't know were possible.
I was talking to my agent, and she pretty much told me that I wasn't the look they were looking for.
I also actually had somebody tell me my look is so different that maybe I will do well in modeling. Who do I look different from?
For Alicia Hanton and Tiana Ostindi, serving looks hasn't always been easy. But that changed after they each met Jolene Minton, a woman who knows firsthand how hard the modeling industry can be as an Indigenous woman.
There were some agencies that would be like, could you please go into chlorine water so your skin would get whiter?
Jolene started modeling at just 15, working overseas in Asia before moving back home to Vancouver in 2008 to reconnect with her community. In 2010, she started working with Indigenous youth in foster care, teaching them cultural lessons and life skills, but says something wasn't clicking with the older kids.
We were losing them. We weren't keeping them by teaching them how to use a crock pot or a resume. I had a fashion show in 2013 on Indigenous Day, and I had all these young people rush to the stage. That's kind of how all the dreams started. I was just like, okay, I have something tangible here.
Jolene started teaching them about modeling, eventually starting Vancouver Indigenous Fashion Week, where some of her mentees strut their stuff.
When do you think, I want to make my own agency that
is filled with this beauty.
It was honestly just like a natural transition from Vancouver Indigenous Fashion Week. Watching them walk in their light was really, really beautiful to see, and a lot of them gravitated to it and wanted to stay into that. A couple of our models that we mentored had gone to like a non-Indigenous agency, and they were treated terribly.
So she decided to take matters into her own hands and start Supernaturals, a first-of-its-kind Indigenous modeling agency for her former mentees and others in the community.
What Supernaturals tries to do is like we bring different culture, elders, and like Indigenous worldviews into our agency, and it was just like a natural transition. We just wanted to keep them safe, keep them protected, and also like keep them like supported.
Now Jolene says she's working on giving her models life-changing and life-enriching experiences.
How does it feel now with her support and with these opportunities to step out on those runways?
It feels amazing. Like, it makes me excited for the future, which is a huge thing because I used to be scared, you know, like the unknown, what's going to happen in my life.
I feel like having Supernaturals, each and every one of us, we're just all so powerful now.
Jolene helped me find my voice, I guess. She helped me be a proud Indigenous woman. She's just changed, like, the trajectory of my life.
You teach these models to walk in their power. What does that really mean to you?
Seeing them proud to be who they are, just seeing the strength of your ancestors walking behind you is just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I just want to continue to do that. And I think the fashion industry can really benefit from that as well.
Now, they've only officially been around for less than 6 months, but get this, Jolene says they've already received thousands of applications to join, and Jolene says that she hopes that you'll start to see Supernatural models at fashion weeks across the world. She said Paris, New York, that's where she wants him.
With those boots, you could get out, you could get out on the runway. These are...
So wait, the crew over, is it a Stay Tuned, you know, our young hip crew?
Yes.
They do,
over
what
on
did you call it?
Snapchat.
Animal Print Thursdays?
Yeah. On our streaming morning show, we have Pink Wednesdays, Animal Print Thursdays, so, you know, can work them in.
Won't you go get into that?
I know, I'm up here like, Animal Print, will you guys play? Will you play in my sandbox?
Next Thursday, if I'm back.
Thank you, sir.
You in?
I am in.
Thank you.
You can incorporate a tie.
A cheetah tie?
Picture this. It's a dark and sinister night. October 31st to be exact. And while most families are out trick-or-treating, Laurie Strode and her daughter Karen, they're fighting for their lives.
Okay, that sounds like the plot of a horror movie, Hoda. You're scaring me.
You think? Okay.
Okay, Hoda, quit trying to scare me. I'm pretty sure that's what happens to Jamie Lee Curtis and Judy Greer's characters.
I can't watch it.
And Halloween Kills, the latest installment in the Halloween saga.
But will Michael Myers' reign of terror finally be over once and for all? Let's roll the tape.
Don't. I need you to listen to me. You need to listen to me right now, okay? All right, a lifetime of preparation. And for what? Ray is dead. So many people are dead. We're not equipped. Allison's run off with crazy Lonnie Elam. People are losing their minds. There are authorities who are trained to deal with exactly this kind of There's a system.
Well, the system failed.
Oh, the system failed.
I can't watch these kinds of things. I can't watch these kinds of things.
And evidently, you can't watch these types of things either.
Well, I mean, I don't personally like them. How about you?
No, I'm terrified. I still travel with a nightlight. I'm afraid of the dark.
And yet, Hoda, you with the flashlight under your chin, terrifying young babies at home right now.
It's true.
Nice
that
job,
baby
Mom.
Ava from earlier just had an accident in her diaper.
Baby Ava.
Right?
Come on.
When Ava's so cute.
She was so sweet. All right, so Jamie, you're a big fan of Halloween because I know you threw like a Halloween costume bash. So we have a few of these costumes.
Look at these.
Sorry.
Well, this was all in benefit of the Children Affected by AIDS Foundation, where we used to do an event called Dream Halloween, and every year I would go as their mistress of ceremonies in costume.
You know what I love about you, Jamie? Everything you do has a greater meaning. I think a lot of people think, wow, look at her, she's dressing up for whatever. Every time we interview you, there's always something more behind it because we don't have time, do we, Jamie Lee?
Well, we don't. And by the way, everything that you guys have been talking about today already, and I won't hijack the interview, But obviously, no, I'm serious. But as you guys know, myhandinyours.com is my organization, gives 100% of every single thing you buy on that to charity. And Judy and I are going, we have the new Mirror My Hand in Yours coffee mugs. I have the My Paw in Yours Mirror dog bowl. And the most important thing for the new babies, the My Hand in Yours Serenoni. And even though you think we're selling the Halloween movie, there's a wreath behind me from Creekside Farms where it's the My Hand in Yours wreath that if you can pre-order all of this online now at myhandinyours.com, I'm shutting up. And the beautiful new Mommy and Baby Hand by Ann Ricketts, My Hand in Yours, 100% goes to charity. Let's talk about Halloween.
Of course it does. Everything you do is about service, and we so admire you. Judy, we just showed Halloween costumes from Jamie Lee's past.
Yeah.
So we didn't forget about you, though. I think we have some of yours. Let's see those costumes.
Okay,
yes, girl.
Come on. Who did you go as, Judy?
I was Justin Turner, and my hot husband, I was going to say sweet, but let's be honest, he was Clayton Kershaw. This was actually for the Blumhouse Halloween party. This is us dressed up as our kids. We didn't have a costume one year, and I went into their closets, and I got Lucas's baseball uniform and Emily's graduation gown.
That's so cute.
By the way, that is brilliant.
And also, y'all look like kids, so I'm not. Are you aging backwards? I'm confused.
No,
yes,
really. All right, so Jamie, when this movie came back around, real quick, did you say yes, we've definitely got to do it, or were you hesitant at all?
Immediately, Jake Gyllenhaal called me at my home. He said, hey, my friend David Green wants to talk to you about a Halloween movie. The last thing in the world I thought I'd be doing at that point is a Halloween movie. And yet he had such an interesting idea for a 3 movie. And most importantly, that he was going to talk about a family, that he was going to talk about family trauma and what happens when trauma infects a family. It affects my relationship with Karen, my daughter, and my granddaughter, Andy Matichik. So for me, it's really about female empowerment. Obviously, you two women, we women have to stick together. We have a hashtag Strode Strong, which is the Strode family sticking together, you know, taking on Michael Myers.
Yeah, before we go, you've just got to tell us, do you kill Michael?
I'm so sorry.
Just do you kill him?
Is Michael dead? It's time for us to know.
There must be a bad connection.
I think there's a bad
I'm so sorry.
signal.
We love you guys, though.
And by the way, congratulations on all the babies.
Yes,
thank you. Babies. Baby blankets.
Okay, so it's Michael dead.
Answers yes.
So Michael finally dies.
Well, great. I think somebody said yes. Halloween Kills from our sister company, Universal Pictures. Its theater streams Peacock October 15th. Thanks, ladies.
Thank God Michael's finally dead.
Okay, ladies, you just interviewed Judy and Jamie Lee Curtis. It's rare to have people who can equally scare you and make you laugh. Right?
Yes, that's true. But the only person that scared me was Hoda with that flash.
I used to scare my brother like that. I used to sneak in his room and go, "Don't worry, go to sleep."
That's scary.
That is really fun. Wait, so did they convince you to watch the movie?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, of course.
No, I'm scared. I can't watch scary movies.
It's on Peacock. We can't wait to watch it.
No, it's scarier.
No, we can't wait.
What you put, it comes out. What you put, it comes out.
Okay, separately, you two got the. I know. I'm sorry. Separately, hold on. You two got the flu shots a little bit ago.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Great. I feel nothing.
Can I keep going like this with my arm because I don't want it.
She's fine. She thinks if you massage it,
Is that the chicken dance?
Yeah.
We have another big morning tomorrow on today, including a Milestones We Missed update I'm real excited to share with everybody.
It's a real feel-good Friday story, so make sure you tune in. We'll see you then.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.